Okay. So let's tackle this stock here. Still haven't done the back, but I will. Um, Sturdy it up a little bit. It does have a little bit of texture to it, so you see a little bumpiness and graininess on there. So let's so it's the buffer tube, and then FDE. Oh, I'm on the wrong texture set again. Let's try again. So that's the metal, and this here is the stock itself. Okay, so what I'm gonna do again, I'm just gonna take this plastic grainy here and put in the group. So selected, Control G, and right now it's only affecting the stuff that the stock is made of. So again, I'm just gonna remove this mask and put it on the folder. So I'm gonna put a black mask on the folder, hit 4, and we're gonna select this part and this part. There we go. Hit 1 to get out of that mode. So now it's only affecting the actual stock itself. I'm going to hit F1 just to go on the UVs and make sure that everything I need is actually selected. It looks like it is. And you can see our stock there. So the other thing that I should mention is I did go back into Maya and I smoothed this thing to 1 iteration of smooth, the stock itself, and now these holes here are not as faceted. So then I just re-imported it and then rebaked the textures for this texture set. Okay, so pretty simple thing to do there. Okay, so what are we doing with this thing here? Well, let's see. So we have our plastic. If we want to have, say, let's do some tests and see if we like this. So just because I use this a lot, I'm going to take the rust coarse and put it above the grainy plastic. Okay, so obviously that's just going to cover this. Scale, I'm just going to maybe do 15 or something, just to, it was a little too detailed. Now it's sort of softer. And you can see the tiling, but that's okay because most of this is going to be masked out. So now what we can do, we need a mask. I'm going to try a smart mask here. And just to test, I'm going to take my surface worn and put that on. So it just looks like a dirty stock. Let me see if I like this. Yeah, we don't want to invert. So texture 1 doesn't really do much. Texture 2. Let's drop the curvature. So you can see how we just have a layer of dirt on that. This rust, maybe, let's desaturate a little bit. Okay. So it's just kind of dirty. As a starting point, I think I like this. I'm not 100% sure just yet. What I'm gonna do, let's see. Yeah, we don't really have a roughness to play with here. Let's go in here and add a levels. Try and mess with the roughness. Kind of want it to be a little shinier in the dirty parts. No, I never remember which. There we go. So if I hit C and go through the channels here, what I want is the roughness. So you can see where it's dirty, it's darker. That means it's going to be rougher or shinier. Sorry, not rougher, but less rough in those areas, which means shinier. So you see if I move this around, I can darken this or brighten it. And then if I hit M to go back, you can see that it's kind of shiny where the dirt is. Now, if you're thinking about the way this gun is used, this is where your cheek generally would be. And over time, anytime you have a lot of contact with the surface of your bare skin, you're oily and what have you. So that's going to end up making the surface kind of shiny. So that's a consideration there. Okay, so we'll call that pass 1 of the dirt. So we'll call this light dirt. Okay, so we just use a surface worn mask, but try these. Even though they don't sound like they'd be right, some of these like paint old, maybe you can use it for something other than paint. Try them all and see what works. So let's do another bit of dirt here. Let's use the other rust. Rust fine. This one is a little bit more saturated, a little bit more red. Put that above. And again, I might just tile this to 10 or so. I don't know. We'll see. And let's drop some of this saturated red in here. It's kind of extreme. And let's drop the value a little bit. Okay. And then again, we'll go to Smart Mask. This time I'm going to use my old standby here, Stains. What is it? Stains Scratched or something like that? Stains Scratches. So now you can see what's going on here. Now, a little too much curvature going on there. So I might just knock that back. I want it to be scratched up to where dirt has gotten in the scratches. Right, that's the idea. So let's see what we have on the technical parameters here. Normal intensity. It's not really doing much, is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we want those scratches to go in. That might be a little much. Actually, you gotta go this way. So 0.5 is about even, and then if you go less than 0.5, you go into the surface. So 0.48. See how that's actually scratched up? You can see that in there's no shininess. So if I hit C again, you'll see that if we're in the roughness channel, you'll see that where it's really white means it's really not shiny. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. Hit M to get out of there. Okay, so now let's just let's play with the attributes here. So let's see, texture 2. We can reduce, but we don't want to kill it too much. And what does texture 1 give us? Not a whole hell of a lot. Okay, so the thing got scratched up, and it's being used. Dirt got in the scratches, and then this is what you get. Let's see what else we can do here. And we can hit a random seed on texture 2. That way it's not too much. Something like that. Okay. And if the dirt is a little just too strong, too brown, you could always go back in here and lighten it up. You don't want it to start to get translucent or bright like that, but you can play with it. You can start to shift it closer to the color of the stock if you want, but I kind of like that contrast. All right, so before it was just a clean stock. Actually, then after we scratched it up a little bit. Okay, because this thing has been used, so it's been dropped in the dirt. It's been, all kinds of things. Now, just because it worked out that way, this friction lock thing here is on a different texture set. just because I could not for the life of me fit it on the same UV tile. So we got to do all this again to this guy here. But while we're here, let's go ahead and test out some other smart masks. So let's right here in the rust fine, let's test out the subtle scratches. See, this one is kind of over the top, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, actually. Even if we drop our curvature weight, it just seems a little much. We got some nice roughness things going on right there, but it's a little bit much. Let's see if we set it to multiply. Then it becomes a little bit more subtle. It's still covering up a lot of... no, let's not. Yeah, you know, I don't like it, so I'm going to get rid of that. And take off the sharpen because it's overdoing some of our stuff here. Okay, and then I'm going to go into our plastic grainy over here. And what was I going to do? Let's see. No, you know what? No, it's fine. Okay, so I mean, you can, if this dirt here, the light dirt is too high, you can always tone it down a little bit at the opacity here. And we're going to rename this one here just so we know what it is. Scratches. Okay. And maybe just to get more dirt in the little crevices, I might get my rust coarse again. Put that at the top. Actually, I might just... do I want to put this way at the top of everything? And then let's... something like that. Let's try 12 or so. And we're going to use the black mask generator dirt. And yeah, so what's going to happen is it's just going to fill in there. And that's... let's decrease the dirt level. Let me see. We want to take off the ambient occlusion. Yeah, there we go. If we turn off the ambient occlusion, then it won't use the occlusion to stick things in places where there was a lot of light occlusion. So let me see. What difference is this? This is not really doing much, is it? Unless I start to turn it way up. And then let's go back down a little bit. But I'm kind of liking what that's doing there. Let's turn on and off here and see. It's kind of subtle. I mean, yeah, I can see what it's doing. It's just not super crazy. Let me undo back here till I get my occlusion back. Maybe. There we go. Let me see. What if I just kept the occlusion but really tone this down? See what the difference is. Yeah, it's there, but it's a lot more subtle. Hey, you can see it on the inside there, but once this is rendered, this is going to be real dark in there. You're not going to be able to see anything. So, I don't know. I guess I can just get my paintbrush and mask things out. Okay, I want to be pretty subtle with this. So, oops, X. Let me get a new brush. Okay, you just don't want it to be too crazy. Let's undirtify this area right here. Guess I gotta be inside here. Okay. This is all the occlusion back here. The ambient occlusion is what causes a lot of these issues here. And since I'm back there, I might as well kill that. Okay. So now we have our just overall dirt layer. It's very subtle, but it is there. Okay, and then of course, if you can change the color here. So if I drop the value in saturation, it'll be less red, it'll be more brown. Okay. Now, if you want, you can put splatters of something, blood, whatever, on there. I mean, you can take this wherever you want to take it. Okay, so for now, let's call that good. I'm going to take these two layers, scratches and light dirt. Copy that. I want to put them on this piece here. So Control Alt, right click on it. And this is, yep, this is the one. So what we need, yeah, and it's in FDE. So we need to group this. And then this is for the friction lock. And again, we're going to have to shift the mask to the group. And then on top of that, I'm going to Control V to paste these guys in there. Okay. And let's remove the mask from here and then add a black mask here. Hit F1. And we just want it on this, so hit 4. And we're going to grab this guy. Okay, so that group only contains that piece. Okay, so now you can see the scratches on there as well. Now, yeah, okay. Okay, so that matches up a little bit better. Okay, move on. We can always come back once we've sat with it for a little bit, see if we like it. So the pistol grip, Control Alt, right click. Here we go. Let's see, which is this color? That's the charging handles. FD, yep. So again, I should have just done this from the beginning, but putting things in groups. If you know you're going to do a lot of stuff or something, just throw it in a group. So Control G. And then we want to clear this mask. Add a black mask here. Hit 4. Select this. And this. Okay, so in fact, let's just remove this mask. There we go. Now we're back. And I suppose we can just, again, paste all that stuff on top of here. Let's give it a sec. But we need to do more to this pistol grip, so I'm just going to hide this for right now. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to come, because like I said before, there's supposed to be a hole here or something you can open to get in there, because the screw that holds the pistol grip onto the rifle is through there. So right here on the hard surfaces, we have these sort of null map looking things here, the little details. And a lot of these can be used as sort of like caps or wall panels or things like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do just to make my life easier. Just hint that there's something there that you could open. So once this thing is done saving, it's going to... Oh, I totally just saved myself. Okay. But what I'm going to do is use these now. I think I might have used these once. I honestly don't remember how they work 100%. So going to have to probably do a little bit of trial and error in here as soon as we're done saving. But there's a whole bunch of these, and these are nice for like I said, wall panels, that sci-fi type stuff. If you were building a spaceship or whatever, you can just slap these around the place and they look pretty good. As long as you're not getting too close to them, they'll probably be fine. I think once you get really close, it starts to become very clear that they're not actually there. But for the medium to long range, it's not bad. Now it's still saving. See how big my file is at this point. Where are you? 14 gigs. So the more stuff I add to this file, the bigger it gets. Naturally, right? So I'm going to hit F6, hit F. So we're in orthographic here. Now we're at an angle with that pistol grip, but let's see what we can do. This seems like something kind of like this one. There's a little bit more detail. So let me, like I said, I don't remember exactly what I did here with this, but let's see. Do I put it in the normal? Or is it a height thing? So if I click there, yeah, that's kind of, there we go. I don't know if I'm doing that right, but it'll have to do. So just make this as big as you can. I'm going to try to shift this straight down so I'm more flat onto it. Now, ideally, it would be something that approximates the shape of the pistol grip, but this is what we've got. I don't know. Not loving it yet. I mean, if it really bugs me, I can go back and just model it in there, but I'm trying to avoid doing that. So I'm just going to click right there. What is this width? Is that the... Oh, okay, this is good. So I can make this thinner, and if I scale it up, it actually takes up more room here. Okay, hit F5. See what it looks like. Yeah, it's cheesy as hell, but it is what it is. Let's add color. Do I want to add color? It's fine, whatever. So let's see what that looks like with all the stuff on there. I suppose I could paint that a different color if I wanted to. Here, let's see what that would look like. F6. And our base color, why is my brush all weird? That's why I got an alpha on it. Okay, so we still have that guy in there. And let's drop our color down. Let's use the same map in the alpha. Where's alpha? I don't know. Will that count? Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Okay. Let me... Where's our alphas? Let's see. Do I have something in here that I could use? Maybe this. I don't know. Let's turn on roughness. And drop the roughness. Let's see. So that becomes shiny. Yeah, why not? Maybe too shiny. I don't know. That's corny. That's cheesy. But I'm going to leave that for right now. Let's go. Now, the texturing on this guy here, probably want to beef that up a little bit. Because usually this is the grippy part. So you want to be able to get a good grip on the rifle. So, again, you know, I like to just see what's available and just use that rather than sit there and get everything perfect in Photoshop or whatever. Just because this is not the this is part of a bigger project, so if I take that kind of time on every little asset, it's going to take me forever, especially since I'm kind of working on it by myself. So I'm going to, you know, really just try to speed up here. So if I use these, oh yeah, I got to get this off. And so now what I need to do actually, let's get our height and drop it 0.25. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. And then the nice thing about this alpha is that you can tell how many lines you want. So I'm going to tell it 1. That's not 1. That's 1. Okay, that's weird. I'm going to click the first one, hold shift, hold control, and drag it down. And it'll do that. Question is, do I like that? Let's adjust the spacing on this guy. So right now our spacing is at 20. Let's try 12. Maybe make this a little smaller. Click, hold down shift, control, click. Okay, so that's a very quick and easy way to put sort of texturing on there. Now let's try it on the back. Now, obviously I can't see what's going on, so I'm going to isolate that layer. And I'm just going to look through the alphas here, see if there's maybe a different texture I want to use back here. So we got these diagonal stripes. Got that like chevron style. So, we'll just stick with the same one. So we want this to be kind of centered. Click, hold down Shift, Control, click again. So something like that, right? So hit F5. Now, I forgot that I had color on the layer here, but that's actually okay. See what that looks like with all the damage and stuff. It's actually not too shabby. And let's unisolate. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Trying to think what I want to do for the side of this thing. What is the line stripes? So this one, nope. If we angle it, oops. F6 to go in orthographic. So if we angle this along, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. If we do the spacing back at 20, not 2, 20. Click. Terrible again. How about not 400? How about 40? Nah, not liking that. What if it was this guy? Let's rotate it just right. Okay, so click, hold down Shift Control. I mean, I have seen pistol grips, something like that. Let's hit F5. But you can tell it's not really contoured to the shape here, which would probably be more hassle than it's worth. So, I don't know. Almost don't really need anything here. But just looking through these, see if there's anything that I would want. I mean, I could always just throw the logo on here and call it good. Let's turn on some symmetry. Maybe plop the logo right there. Yeah, why not? Kind of like that. Again, it's really up to you. Do it the way that you like now. This layer with all this stuff, we'll just call this details. This should probably go underneath all the dirt. There we go. And then scratches, I'm going to go in the mask editor for the mask. And let's just increase a little bit some of those scratches. Okay. So, kind of cheesy, kind of corny, but it gets the job done. And it's pretty quick and easy. Then this guy here, the little trigger guard thing, which is it part of this group? Yes, it is. So I can just keep detailing on here. So let's go to this and set the rotation to 0. And I'm just going to stamp so let's hit the F6, rotate, and snap. I'm going to stamp the logo right here. Let's go to Okay, we do have a negative value here. And just click F5. Okay, so we just put the branding right there. Okay. Some of this dirt in here, or the scratches, I should say. Let's put a paint layer. And we're just going to hit X to make it black here. I'm just going to remove some of this dirt here because some of the scratches, because it's like, how the hell did they get in there? On the outside of it, it kind of makes sense, but inside the trigger guard kind of looks a little much. And then the mask editor for the light dirt, I'm going to add a paint layer. And this, I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Or maybe not. That doesn't look as good as I thought it would, so I'm just going to kill that. Okay. And then what do I want to do here? All right, well, let's move to these guys right here. So Control Alt right click. And that is on, no, wrong one. Control Alt right click is that guy. There we go. So here, that's basically all we did. So I'm just going to Control G to group this. You don't even need to mask it because it's the only object in that texture set. As you can see here, this is just parts of that. So it has its own UV tile. So let's go back here. And we're going to just Control V to paste that dirt and everything under there. And for this guy, I might just, just like before, materials, rust coarse, black mask, and generator. Let's see what the dirt is going to look like. Just tone it way down. What I want to do is just stick some of that dirt into the crevices here. Come on. So we can see some tiling going on here with the scratches, just because this is a big object. So what I'm going to do then is go into the mask and let's see, let's mess with the global balance. No, that's not the one. Where's texture? Let's just randomize the scratches so we're not seeing repetition. And then mess with the contrast a little bit. Okay. Just gonna come in here, and again, I'm just gonna shift this color-wise. Okay. So I want to try something here. Let's just rename this to rail. And I'm going to make a standard layer, put it inside here. I'm going to turn off everything except roughness. And let's get a nice brush. And what I'm looking to do is figure out where the hand would be. It'd be right in this, if you're holding this, because the thumb switch is right here. So your hand would be right in this region here. So just so we can see it better, I'm going to make the roughness kind of crazy. But if we just start to paint a little bit more shine in this area, just a hint at there being more contact here, and then you sort of go underneath to the other side. Okay, you got greasy skin. It sort of stays behind. And I hit C, so that's what we got there. If it's too much, you can always raise this up and then go over that part again. All right. And you can mess with the flow so you're not just overdoing it. Or sometimes you get fatigued, you sort of hold further back. Come on. Okay, hit M. I don't know. We'll see how that looks rendered. And we'll have to do the same to this light switch thing here. So we'll just call this shine. Then I want a new fill layer. My base color is going to be sort of brownish. That's kind of ugly. I don't know. We'll see about this, but let's go to a black mask. And I want to make sure my flow is kind of low. And I'm just going to sort of paint dirt around that shiny area. And don't worry if it's too strong, you can always drop the opacity of the layer. All right, so just sort of dirtying this up, just leaving a stain over the well-used parts of this. Trying not to just cover it up. You want to just go very lightly. That's why I turned the flow down. Okay. Okay, I'm not much of a painter, so I don't generally like to hand paint stuff, but stuff like this is not too bad. Okay, so just showing that that's where the hand's been, and the hands are dirty. So there we go. You know, we could probably do the same thing here. So I'm just going to copy this layer. Go back to our stock, Control Alt right click. And actually, you know what I should copy is both the shine and this layer. What are we calling this? Hand dirt. I'm going to copy both these layers. So Control C. Switch to this guy. And put it right here, maybe. So obviously our shine here. let's see our channel. So in this layer, I want to put the shine where that cheek usually sits. So it's if you're right-handed, it would be on the left side. And then maybe at a lower flow, I'll put a little bit here. Maybe they don't practice as much on this side as they do on this side. Okay, hit M. So I don't know if it's even that noticeable, but that's okay. So here, the hand dirt, we're going to just clear the mask here, and then we're going to paint that dirt around where the... Now, we already had a little bit of dirt just procedurally generated, but this is where we're just going to really add to it. And this side as well. Okay. And again, if it's too much, you got this opacity slider here, so you can increase or decrease that as needed. Okay, so I actually kind of like the way that looks. So we're getting pretty close here to being done with this. So I'm going to save that, and then what we can do is just do a Maya test render. So we need to export all our shaders again. And so I will do this. Like this shine layer really only has one channel, the roughness. So if I just want to shine up something, I'll have a channel with just the one, and you can turn it on and off or decrease it as needed. Okay, so now that we've saved, let's go to export textures, and it should have saved my previous settings here. Now I need to reactivate everything so that now I have a full list of exports here. So I'm going to export this, and then I'll be back when we get into Maya. Okay, so this is what we got here. Things are looking pretty good, I think. So I like where this is going. So just a few more things, and then the rifle itself will be done texture-wise. All right, so thanks for watching the video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the deal. And I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.